Okay. Welcome to Shareability Uganda e-learning. My name is Nelson Biswamba. I'm going to take you through P4 mathematics. And in today's video, we shall be able to look at how to find the common multiples of number. Remember last time we learned about how to find multiples. With this we explained and defined what is a multiple. So in today's video we shall purposely see if you are asked to find out a common multiple, how do you find a common multiple among the given numbers? They may give you 3 numbers, they may give you 4 numbers, they may give you 5 numbers, depending on how the question has come. So we should be able to see how to find out the common multiples. How do you identify them among others? How do you choose them among others? So in this today's video, we shall be able to understand and see how we work out that. Let's have a look at and see how we can find out such problems. Okay, so we have an example here, and in this example we have been given our question 1, which is here. They are saying find the first common multiples of 2 and 4. Yes, I said in this we shall be able to deal with a variety of numbers. Now here you can see they have given us a 2, which is a different number on its own. I've been given a 4, which is a number on its own. So they want us to find the first common multiples of 2 and what and 4. Okay, so we shall be able to first identify, or we shall be able to first find out what are the multiples of 2 and what are those multiples of 4. We shall the next step we shall be able to list them. Okay, we list those multiples after we have found them. We list them. After listing them, we also find another multiples of what, of another number, which is a 4. We shall also be able to list it. We shall also be able to list it down. Like you can see here, we have a 2. Okay, we have a 2 here and we have a 4 here. So they were able to come up with a multiples of 2. How did they come up with these numbers? Remember, these are what? These are multiples. Okay, these are what? These are multiples of 2. How did they come up with 2? Okay, in our recent video we were able to learn how we can get this, but for a while let me show you how we can come up with those numbers, and we see how we can work out those numbers. Okay, here we are having we are going to have the multiples of what? The multiples of 2. Okay, so I'm going to write this M, it is big M, with the 2 down, implying or meaning multiples of what? Of 2. We are saying getting a multiple of a number, we get a given number which is a 2, and we multiply it by another number which is greater than 1. All right, which is greater than 0. Okay, so that means here we shall be able to look out for those numbers which are greater than 0, and we multiply it by 2. You multiply to those several numbers. It doesn't matter the number, you can multiply them up to infinity. We shall call the product of those two numbers as a multiple of 2. Okay, let's start here one by one. One by one, we shall say we have that number which is greater than 1 is what? Okay, which number is greater than which is greater than 0? We have a 1. Okay, so we shall say 1 times 2. Then the product here will be our multiple. Okay, the product will be what? Our multiple. So 1 times the 2, we get a what? We get a 2. What is 1 times what is 2 times 2? Okay, 2 times 2. We shall be able to get our what? Our 4. I'll be able to get our 4. Okay, then we shall say a 3 times 2. Okay, 3 times 2 shall be able to get our answers. What is 3 times 2? We get our answers 6. Okay, let me just write them for the purpose of this. We have our 2 here as a multiple. We have our 4 here as a multiple. We have a 6 as our multiple. We shall have a 4. 4 times 2. 4 times 2, you get what? You get 8. Then what is 5 times 2? We get 10. Okay. Then we get 6. 6 times 2. We shall be able to get our 12. Okay. We shall come with our 7, which is the next number greater than 0. 7 times 2. We shall be able to get 14. Okay, we get our next number greater than 0 is 8. So we can say our 8 times 2 shall be able to get what? 8 times 2 shall be able to get 16. Okay, we get our 9 times 2. Have our 9 times 2 shall be able to get 18. Okay. When you say 10 times 2, 10 times 2, okay, shall be able to get our 20 here. Our 20. So we shall be able to say these are our multiples of what? Multiples of 2. You can get as many as possible. You can even continue up to infinity. Okay, so we shall say these are our multiples of what? Multiples of 2. So let's look in another number. They were saying multiples of what? Multiples of 4. Okay, let's also see how we can get the multiples of 4. So we shall come here and say multiples of 4, which is equal to, okay, we are going to write them here. We are going to have we are going to multiply our given number, which is 4, times the number which is greater than 0. We have a 1 times 4. Okay, so we shall be able to get our 4. Alright, we get our 2 times 4. We shall be able to get our 8. Okay, let me also just write them here. We have a 4, we have a 8. Let me also get another number, which is a 3 times 4. 3 times 4, we shall be able to get 12. Okay, we have a 4 times 4. We have a 4 times 4. 4 times 4. Okay, 4 times 4. 16. Okay, shall get a what? A 16. What is 5 times 4? 5 times 4, we shall get our what? Our 20. Okay, what is 6 times 4? 6 times 4, we shall be able to get our, what is 6 times 4? Shall be able to get our 24. Okay, we shall also be having our 7 times 4. Now when it comes to a big number like 7 times 4, I see it is becoming so huge. You can use our method of multiplication as a repeated addition. That means you shall be able to bring your 7 4 times. Okay, you bring your 7 4 times, then you just add them. Okay, you bring your 7 4 times. This is 1 2 3 4. So when you make additions of this, 7 plus 7 14, what is 14 plus 7 21, 21 plus 7, you get 28. That means when you say 7 times 4, shall be able to get our what? Our 28. All right. So for this we can stop here. So you can even continue up to infinity. The product of these numbers is our what? Is our multiples. Okay, so that's the way how we find a multiple of a number. Now let's go back to how they derived with our answers. We can see here they're able to get our multiples of 2, they got a 4, they got a 6, up to 18. Okay, multiples of 4, they got 4, 8, 12, 16. Now our purpose is to find out the common what? The common multiples. Look here. These are our multiples that we got, but we want the multiple which is common. Okay, the common multiples among all these ones. Remember here we have a 2. We shall also look at these multiples of 4. If we have a 2, you are going to take them. I'll have a 2. Do you have a 2 here? No. We have a 4. Yes. Also have a 4 here. 8. We also have 8 here. We are looking out. We have a 12. Also have a 12 here. We have a 16. Do we have a 16 in the other side? Yes. Also take it. Then also have a what? We have our a 20. Do we have a 20 here? Yes, it also qualified to be part of our common multiples. So now here we have been able to identify the common multiples after we have got the multiples of each. Alright, so that's why here they are able to give you that the common multiples are 4, 8, 12, 12, then 16. After identifying our 4 which is here, our 8 which is here, our 12 which is here, our 16 which is here. Okay, so here they stopped from here, but for us we have been able to get a 20 because we continued here. Right, so that's the way how they get what? The common multiples. Okay, so our next number here needs us to find out the lowest common multiples, LCM. LCM means lowest common multiples. Let's look out at our example. We are going to look at LCM. How do we get LCM? As I've said, that our LCM means lowest common what? Lowest common multiples. We are going to look for those multiples which are lower and they are common. Remember, we are going to first identify those common multiples. Okay, so let us first identify the common multiples. CM, we say CM, which is common what? Common multiples. Let us first see what are they in our list of multiples. The lowest common multiples. Okay, our common multiples, we have a 4. Okay, we have a 8. We have a 12. We have a 16. We have a 20. Okay, we have a 20 as our common what? Common multiples. Now after identifying the common multiples, then we look for the lowest, LCM, lowest common multiples. Lowest common multiples. This means we shall be able to look for the figure which is smaller or which is the lowest. Okay, so in identifying, we have a 4, we have up to a 20 here. Which figure is small? We can see that our LCM, the lowest common multiple is equal to 4. Okay, we are saying our lowest common multiple is 4. That is how we identify our lowest common multiple. Okay, in some other question they can ask you what is the greatest common multiple. That is the greatest common what? Greatest. Okay, let me write it here. It is greatest common what? Common multiple. It is called GCM. Okay, GCM is equal to, our greatest common multiple will be equal to, then you come back and identify our common multiples. You have a 4, 8, 12, 16 and a 20. Which multiple is the greatest or is the biggest? We can see a 20 is our what? Is our greatest common multiple. Okay, now get back to our example here. That's how they get our LCM, and that's how they get our greatest common multiple. Let's get back now to our example, which was already solved. They were saying find the lowest common multiple of 4 and what, and 5. That means we are going to look out for the multiples of 4, and the multiples of 4, we are saying that is the number which is multiplied by 4 and is greater than 0. Okay, so that means here we shall be able to get what is 1 times 4, we shall get a 4. What is 2 times 4, we shall get 8. 3 times 4, we get 12. 4 times 4 we get a 16. 5 times 4 we get 20. What is 6 times 4 we get 24. 4 times 7 times, okay, let's get back. We are saying we are getting the common multiples. By this we are saying 4 times 1 we get a 4. 4 times 2 we get 8. 4 times 3 we get 12. 4 times 4 we get 16. 4 times 5 we get 20. 4 times 6 we get 24. 4 times 7 we get 28. Okay, those are the multiples of what? Of 4. That's how they got them. So the multiples of 5, they are saying that will be 5 times 1, which is 5. 5 times 2, 10. 5 times 3, 15. 5 times 4, 20. 5 times 5, that is 25. 5 times 6, okay, that is 30. So now, after identifying these common multiples, the multiples, they were able to identify which multiples are common in both. They say you can see a 20 and a 20 here. It is appearing in what? In both. So here they were able to say the common multiple is 20. Therefore, our LCM, our lowest common multiple, is still 20. If we had some other figures around here, moving forward, we are able to could be able to identify the common what? The common multiples. Okay, so that is how we do solve numbers pertaining common multiples. Okay, so here we've been seeing how we can get the LCM and the greatest common what? The greatest common multiple. Okay, to get a recap in getting the LCM and the lowest common multiple, please be able to see how we got these numbers, how we got our LCM, and how we got our greatest common what? Common multiple. So in this number now you can start thinking of a what? Just think of a number. Those two numbers, let me say if they are, let me give you two numbers that you can be able to solve. We have let me give you two numbers. Okay, let me give you two numbers that you can be able to solve. We have a what? Let me give you 4. Let me give you 4. 4 and 8. Okay, 4 and what? 4 and 8 are going to be our numbers. 4 and 8 our numbers to solve, to get the what? To get the LCM and the greatest common multiple. Okay, so to solve this number, let me give you a recap on what we have studied on how you can get the multiples of a number. Okay, look here. We are saying to get a multiple of a number, here we're getting the multiples of 2. We said we get that number which is given times a number which is greater than 0. We got a 1, so we got 2. 2 times 1, we got 2. 2 times 2 times 2 we got a 4. 3 times 2 we got a 6. You multiply until you get many common multiples. Okay, so here after getting this one, we also went to a 4. We said 4 times 1 is equal to 4. 4 times 2 we get 8. 4 times 3 we get 12. 4 times 4 we get what? 16. 5 times 4 we get 20. 6 times 4 we get 24. Okay, so we are able to get the multiples. They are the product of what? The product of these ones. So in there we are able to say after identifying these multiples, now we can look for the common what? Common multiples. We went ahead and ticked them. We said a 4 appears here and it also appears here. Okay, we have 8 appears here and it also appears here. A 12 also appears here and it appears here. Okay, we have a 16 appears here. We also have a 20 appears here. Okay, so that's why we're able to take it. So we finally said the common multiples, we have a 4, we have a 8, we have a 12, we have a 16 and a 20. These are the what? The common multiples. Then we said we can be able to look out for the LCM, the lowest common what? Lowest common multiples. We said among these multiples of ours, we're having our 4 as our lowest common multiple because it is the smallest from that word lowest. Okay, then we went ahead and said to get the greatest common multiple, that is GCM, we can say it is going to be our 20. A recap. So that is how we do get our common what? Common multiples. They can ask you and say get the greatest factor. It can be the greatest common multiple, greatest common multiple, or they can tell you the greatest, okay, the greatest common factor. Okay, so when they talk about the greatest common factor, it is the same as the greatest common multiple. Remember, we shall also be having another topic on how we can get a factor of a number, but it is not just a very big issue. It is the same as getting the multiples of what? The multiple of a number. So with solving this number, you'll be able to see and find out how we get this. Okay, so when I come back, shall be able to start from here and see how we get those answers. Okay, so for this, I do appreciate and say thank you very much for watching this channel, and please be able to subscribe for the upcoming lessons, and you also check out on our playlist. Alright, so I do say God bless you so much. Have a good moment.